Hello, my name is Michelle. Thank you for joining me over here on my channel today. Today's video is going to just be a quick chat going over some of the goals that I have set for the upcoming month of September. So grab yourself something to drink and a notebook and let's get goal setting for this month. All right, so like I said, my name is Michelle. I am a military spouse and homeschooling mom to 5 kiddos, soon to be 6. They range in age currently from 12 down to 1. We've been homeschooling, we just started our 7th year. So I still feel like a newbie sometimes, but we've been around the block a bit. So today's video is going to be the goals that I have set for the month of September. So I think that goal setting is really important in all aspects of our life, but especially as a homeschool mom, we have a lot of different hats that we are wearing, a lot of different things that we're juggling at any given time. And without goals, it's hard to kind of know what direction you should be headed. It's hard to know when you should say yes or no to a new commitment if you don't really have established goals and values for what you want. So our family has kind of long-term, big picture goals. We have, maybe yearly goals, but these are just some goals for this month. At the beginning of the school year, I set especially academic goals for the school year, but this is just breaking them down in some smaller, more bite-sized pieces for me to remember on a day-to-day basis. So I don't do this every month. I haven't done it for a little while, so I'm excited to get back into it. I think it will help me get on track and make sure that we are always geared in the right direction. So I have a couple of different categories of goals that I have written out for this month, and I've got my notebook over here if you see me kind of glancing over this way. So first I want to start with some school goals. So we just started our school year just a couple of weeks ago. So I start our school year out with kind of just the essentials, and then I slowly build week by week. So it normally takes us about a month to be at full speed. So we're just about there already, with the exception of some co-ops and other sports and activities that haven't got going yet. As far as our day-to-day, we have already started to add in pretty much everything. Our morning basket is going great. Everyone's independent work is in a good groove. Our Bible time, I've changed some things up this year where that is happening before our school hours, and that's going really well. But the issue that I'm having is when we get to like our independent time block, I am still like popcorn, just going all over the place. And I try to just plan it that I'm going to be youngest to oldest, but it's inevitable that someone else needs me ahead of time. And I'm trying to do better about figuring out a good flow and having kind of a plan for where I'm going to be at what time, always being open to some kid's going to need me in the other room, or a toddler's going to need something. But I'd like to get a little bit of a more consistent flow to that independent work time. Now, that's kind of a really vague goal. I do think that goal setting should be something like specific and attainable, so I can check the box off when I've met that, but I don't really know what it looks like yet for that one. But that is just something that I plan on thinking through, working through, figuring out throughout the month of September, so that hopefully by October, I'm in a good rhythm on bouncing around, helping my kids with their independent work. So that's all their grade specific things. So mainly language arts and math for everyone, with a few other subjects sprinkled in. But the other school goal that I have is that I would get in a good flow on Saturday or Sunday prepping for the week, making sure that our checklists are ready to go for the kids, making sure that my plan hasn't had any changes to it, making sure that I have the right lessons in everyone's folders, those sort of things. I'm notorious for procrastinating. So come Sunday night, I am like scrambling to get these things done. So I'd like to be better about getting that done a little bit sooner and really just carving out an hour in the weekend to get that done. So those are my main school goals. The next thing is, it kind of flows in with school, but I mean, we homeschool, so everything kind of flows in with school. But it is my goal for my scheduling. My goal for that is that I will use this month to figure out a good plan of making the most of our car time and sports time. So like I said, we have some sports and activities that haven't quite gotten started yet. So some will be starting actually in about a week and a half. So that changes our structure of our day as far as how much time we'll be spending in the car, and then what some siblings will be doing while certain ones are doing this activity and certain ones are doing this activity. I really want to be intentional about using that time well. So hopefully towards the end of September, we'll be in a good groove as far as that goes. Oh, I hear somebody that needs me. Okay, so how perfect, trying to talk about schedule and getting things planned and organized. We always leave room for life because, especially in a big family, life is always happening. You never know what kids are going to need and what's going to be happening. So thankfully I have lots of little helping hands with all the extra little mamas that my girls are. Okay, so I got my school goals, my schedule goals, just making the most of any time that we're in the car or away at different activities that everyone will kind of have ways to utilize their time wisely. So my next goal, and were not in any particular order of importance, just as I was thinking them through. So the next goals are for my faith. Like I said, our morning time and our Bible time is going really well this year. So I've changed it to pair it with breakfast instead of doing it after breakfast, after chores, as far as our family Bible time I do with the kids. And I'm loving that. And thankfully, we have been able to be really consistent with that. And that has been a really fruitful, great way to start our day. However, I have not been super consistent in my own quiet time. And I think that it's very important, if I'm going to be pouring into my kids all day long, that my spirit is equally fed so that I have something to give. So before school started, I was kind of in a good groove. And then anytime you change up the schedule, it all has to be reworked. So I really want to prioritize that this month, that I'm just carving out that time for myself. And I've had to learn through the years and remind myself that it's okay for the kids to see me having my Bible time and me have to say, hold on just a minute, I'm spending my time with God right now. Sometimes that's hard to do because our kids' needs are so immediate and right there, and sometimes it's hard to put that on the back burner, but more often than not, it is of more benefit to them for me to spend that time feeding my soul and spirit and mind. So I'm hoping that I will be more consistent in having that time. I like to do that in the morning. I've tried in the evening from time to time, but I am so worn out by the end of the day. I talk myself out of almost anything on my checklist if it's happening after dinner. So first thing of the day is when I want to be doing that. So I want to prioritize mom's quiet time. And then I also want to be more intentional about praying over my family and over my children and my husband and our family that doesn't live here. And I've kind of heard some different tips through the years of different times to kind of just schedule it in. Like, not that it is a regimented thing that I have to do at a certain time, but just to be more intentional, and that I want to be very specific in my prayers. So I just want to, spend more time praying over those that I love and being very intentional and passionate about that. So I want to focus on that this month, getting back to that. Okay, so the next one I have is for my health. So a couple of things. One, for everybody, I need to get back into having some healthy snack prep. Right now we do have like some chopped up veggies and like carrot sticks, and my fruit basket is always full. But the kids, if they have the choice of like grabbing something out of the fruit basket, or if there's like crackers in the pantry, they're normally going to grab the crackers. So I've tried these last couple weeks at the grocery store to just buy less of the snacks that I really don't want them snacking on, and just having snacks that I want them to snack on more readily available and prepped, whether that be hard boiling eggs or things I want to cook ahead of the time, or at the very least just, having veggies chopped up, bagged up, ready to go so that they're easy to grab. That helps all of us. And then just for me personally, for my health, I have not been in a good exercising routine for months and months and months and months. So before, I was not feeling good during pregnancy. We were prepping to move, so that was like totally consuming all of my time and energy. Then I went through a few months of not feeling great due to this current pregnancy, so that was my excuse. Well, right now I am like second trimester, sweet spot. I've got good energy and I need to take advantage of it. My body feels so much better when I am exercising. So I have set some specific goals of how often per week I'd like to kind of do which exercises, and I've got that like jotted down, and hopefully I will make the time and prioritize that. So yeah, and then the last one I have is for relationships. So like I said, we just recently moved, and my husband and I have not yet found like a babysitter or, made any plans for date nights. We do have some visitors coming in the month of September, so we can almost guarantee that we're going to get a September date night. So that is my goal for my relationship with my husband, is that we can go out on a date, which we have not done in a very long time. So I want these to happen monthly. So I'm hoping that September will be the first of many monthly date nights. We know that this winter we'll get at least a date night or two when we have this new baby. So we got to squeeze a couple in before then. And then as far as one-on-one time with my kids, I need to get back in a good groove of our tuck-in times. We have done that in the past where each kid kind of had a different night of the week, that it was their night to stay up just a few minutes later and get to have some good one-on-one time after everybody else had gone to bed. And I'd like to get back to doing that because it's just so precious to spend any time you get a chance to really talk to your kids one-on-one and just soak them up, especially when there's a lot of kids. Everyone's always talking at the same time here. I don't know how they can do that. I don't know how anybody can process any thoughts when there are so many voices. I have to intentionally say, okay, you gotta stop and you gotta stop. It's your turn to talk. Okay, now you go. So I do a lot of conversation refereeing. So when it is just one kid there, one-on-one, it's a different piece of them kind of blooms. So I want to make sure that I'm doing that. So at least once a week, every kid is getting that time. I do individually tuck everyone in, and we get a few minutes to chat then, but a couple extra minutes is always good. And I do try as well, when my husband's available in the evening and we're bouncing around different activities, whenever I can sneak away with just one or two. I do try to be intentional about that. But yeah, so those are my goals, though kind of broad, not as specific as I would say that goal setting should be. It's a good place for me to start. I feel good about it for this month. This all feels attainable, and it all feels important to me. So I know that it's something that will be willing to sink the extra time in. I plan to make these videos monthly and give a little update on how well I stuck to my goals. I'm hoping this will be good accountability for me. If you have any goals for the month that you want to share and have someone kind of hold you accountable, feel free to comment those down below, and we can have that conversation down in the comments. So yeah, those are my goals for September. I'm praying that they go well. Whatever goals you set for the month, I pray that you're able to attain them. And I just hope that you are very blessed in your homes and your homeschools. See you next time.